What's the honor that you're going to get this weekend? How's that feel? Just
One more time. You gotta take that mask off.
Okay.
There you go.
How's that feel to just be recognized the way you will this weekend?
I mean, it feels great. You know, it's a great honor. Very appreciative of it. You know, I think that anytime you can be recognized by your peers, by coaches, by fans, by faculty, it's a great honor. You know, it's just something that will be here forever. You know, something can't ever take away from you. You know, and it's just a great opportunity, a great honor to be, you know, part of K-State history. So.
It's the second time for you, basically, with the Ring of Honor too. Right?
It is. Yeah. So it's you know, it's almost where, you know, it's kind of a loss for words because the magnitude and the greatest honor that I think you can receive in any profession or your sport is to be in the Hall of Fame, you know, and that just goes to show you what the people, you know, think of you and how they feel about you to put you on that high of a pedestal. And it's a great honor. So.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, a little unusual for you because you really weren't an every down player most of your career. I mean,
right.
But you were able to find that niche.
And I think that's what it's all about, you know, just being able to be an impact, you know, on and off the field. You know, I don't think that I'm being recognized just for, you know, my on the field contributions. I think just from being a part of Manhattan, being a part of the community, the things I was a part of outside of football, I mean, I think all of that plays a factor.
You know, punt returns is obviously was your thing. Is there a certain one that kind of comes to mind when you think about your career here?
Oh, all of them. But no, I think my favorite one for me, I mean, I know a lot of people think that, you know, the one against Texas, I mean, that was probably the most exciting one. But for me, the most memorable one for me would be probably the Iowa State one, just based on the circumstances, down by, you know, 28-7 at halftime. You know, and to come out, and I think that punt return kind of sparked us a little bit and got us back in the groove, and we ended up winning that game.
And if I asked the same question, but I asked you which game would come to mind, is it that one then?
Oh yeah, for sure. For me, I think they were all special because just because of the group of guys that were a part of those returns. I always like to give those guys credit because they made my job easy. You know, for me, it was just catching the ball and getting going, and they always got me going. You know, it was a special unit. I think we put just as much focus on special teams in that unit as we did offense and defense. And there was guys begging to be on punt return. You know, there were starters that were on punt returns, but, you know, defensive starters that weren't on any other special teams, but they wanted to be on punt return. And it was a special group, you know. And like I said, for me, having those guys out there and the will to want to and the fight to be something special, like I said, at the end of the day, they got to get all the credit because they made my job easy.
I know you were running back also, but it just seemed like circumstances just didn't.
It was.
Didn't
We had a lot of great backs here, and so we were all fighting for time. You know, we were all fighting for opportunity to play in the backfield. Because I mean, you go back and there really wasn't one dominant, consistent back during that time. We all played our role. We all had parts in the success here. And for me, you know, punt returns just happened to be it. You know, it wasn't something that I, you know, came into K-State knowing that I wanted to do that, but it just happened that way, and you know, we made something special about it.
How much pride did you end up taking in that as you developed?
Oh, a lot. Like I said, I believe myself and all the guys that were on that unit, we took great pride in, you know, perfecting our craft as far as doing the things we needed to do to be the best unit. I mean, honestly, I think we felt as a unit that every time they planted the ball, we were going to take it back. You know, and that's what we tried to do. So,
was there a coach, an integral coach, or a group of coaches that kind of set the tone for that phase of the game when you were here?
I think all the coaches did. I mean, Michael Smith was the guy who was the coach that helped with the returners. John Fabris was the punt return, put all the scheme and everything together at the time, and probably leaving some guys out. But I think all the coaches that were part of those units were very instrumental as far as making sure that we did the things that we needed to do to be successful. So
I was trying to remember, you didn't return kickoffs so much, did you?
I did. They just didn't kick to me. We always had 3 guys back.
Okay, I was trying to remember. I was going to ask who the guys were, but I mean, the cut returns obviously are the ones.
Yeah, it was. We always had 3 guys back. I had a few in my career. They just never kicked it to me. Because I was back there. Frank was back there. Aaron was back there when he came. Keith Black. So we always the returns that we did back then. We always had 3 guys deep. So.
Is there a teammate or a few teammates that you stick in contact with right now more than others, or how's that engagement remain?
Yeah, there's several guys that I still keep in contact with. Terrence Newman, Jimmy Reen, talk to Darren here and there, even Jordy, Chris Claiborne every now and again. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in Kansas City that live in Kansas City too that we get together every now and then, play golf here and there. But you'd be surprised as far as like how many guys are out there that still keep in touch with each other. So.
Is that you're in Kansas City now?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
I work for a medical sales pharmaceutical company. So.
And are you involved in anything else, Kansas City high school football scene, anything like that?
No. I'm back right outside of Liberty, so I pay attention a little bit. I'm not really involved with a whole bunch of high school football or anything like that when it comes to football. Just enjoying life, man, and taking care of the little one, and just trying to stay happy.
Do you make it to Kansas State games every season?
I do. I try to get back to at least one a year, if I can, if all's possible. I come back to a lot of different charity events and things like that in Manhattan. Cobra Fogler, No Stone Unturned tournament. We just had Jordy's celebrity golf softball tournament a couple weeks ago. So I get back every chance I get. So.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Hey, David, Cal Sharpnet with
Hey, how are you?
Kansas City Star.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. What haven't you talked about yet that you want to reminisce on about Kansas State?
I'm an open book, so whatever you got, shoot.
I know you had a lot of big plays here. What stands out to you in your mind right now?
For me, I think they're all memorable. I can remember, probably every punt return that I had for a touchdown. I was telling them earlier, the one that I think for me was the most memorable. A lot of people want to say, the Texas one in '98, just because of the, it's probably the most exciting one. But for me, it was Iowa State one in '99. Down by 28-7 at halftime, and I think that punt return kind of sparked us a little bit to get things going, and we ended up coming back and winning that game. So.